So I guess like I know at one point, some people have this fear, like even as business owners, like they have this fear of like either getting started something or just taking the leap actually. Because I know for you, was there a point where when you're about to sing or trying to sing that there's a stage fright of some kind?
Funny you should mention that. I had stage fright big time.
Mm,
I mean, back in those days in college, whatever, high school, some fellows would be together. We'd take a little shot of something, scotch or something with good bravery to meet the challenge of going on stage. It was all false courage.
mm,
At some point, I just like started looking at individuals. I got
mm,
the idea instead of trying to face the whole audience, I just focus out little individuals in the audience and sing to that person. And I got comfortable singing to that person. And then I look at another person and sing to that person. Next thing you know, I'm like more relaxed there. And that then it didn't matter the size of the audience anymore. I actually got to the point where like I wouldn't even stay on the stage.
hmm.
I wind up in the audience
Wow.
because my communication level just got so high that I wanted to be I wanted to be a part of the audience. I wanted to like really, have like a real group thing going. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but that's how it is today when I perform. I'm like right there in the audience, singing with people. Participation is key.
Right.
They can't just sit there and just listen. No, they got to be in there clapping. They got to be in there singing. They got to be jumping. They got to, And I want to take them to that place. So they should be
Mm,
different than when they first came in.
yeah.
All right.
It's interesting because like I know it's interesting how you're talking about where you're in front, you're really made the group smaller in a way, even though it's not actually smaller, but like you made it to one person communicating to one person, one person, one person. And I think a lot of people, especially like in the business industry, like in different areas of business where people are trying to communicate to a broad general person rather than just individually handling one person at a time.
Exactly. I'll tell you another secret that happened to me. That's how I compare. A guy sits on a motorcycle
Hmm.
and he's not taking off yet, but he's sitting there revving up
Yes.
that. Well, every time before I would have to go on stage, I would notice that I feel this adrenaline pump thing going on in my system.
Mm,
And at the beginning, I didn't know what it was. So I had like I was still stage fright. I was afraid. Oh God, I'll go on stage. Give me a shot or whatever. You know. At a certain point, I realized that it was just natural energy building up to
mm,
to address what I had to do. So I wound up using that energy instead of trying to run away from it. I was going with it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So it was like what, and I always could tell when whoever's producing the show will come back and say, "Okay, you're next" or something like that. I can always tell when it's about to happen because I can really feel the building up.
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay, good, here we go. Give me the mic."
That's so funny. And it's kind of interesting too, because I know a lot of people are afraid to do things even, and they don't see what's going on around them. And again, I think that's just a natural part of being human of like, just like having that adrenaline kind of going through you. And you're like, oh my God, like, what am I supposed to do next? If I should do it, should I take it? I think that's very fascinating what you were talking about. Like, it's just what you do with it.
Yeah, I connected with it. I said, "Oh man, this is something I'm supposed to use.
Hmm.
I shouldn't be afraid of it. I should use it."
Right.
You
And
know,
what do you think would be a right way to use it? Because like I know people have it, but they don't know what to do with it.
the right way to use it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. For me, here's what I do. A lot of times, if I'm going to perform at a certain place, I actually take in the space of the where I'm going to perform. I kind of put my attention out to certain spots in the audience, even before the show, even before the people are there. I kind of look around and then I imagine myself being over here. I imagine myself being over there or talking to someone there, and I just kind of just put my I don't know, you could say your anchor points or something. Just putting your attention out
Yeah.
in such a way that you're taking in the whole space. Oh, and I used to have a fear of large spaces too.
Huh.
It just made me think of that. How you walk into a stadium like a big baseball stadium or Madison Square Garden, and somehow as you're walking in, it gets bigger and bigger.
Hmm.
As you're coming down the stairs or up the stairs, the thing opens up. that for me, that used to be an overwhelming experience.
Mhm.
Serious.
Yeah.
But then it got to the point where it's like, hey, I can